Hello all, welcome to LTX classes. Firstly, from the team of LTX, we are wishing you a Merry Christmas and let's reflect the positivity of this festival in our real lives. So, without any delay, let's start with our session with the question number 1. Consider the following statements. WHO has strategized a WASH plan for the improvement in the condition of sanitation hygiene for the people across the globe. Option number 2. It is the focus of the first two targets of Sustainable Development Goals 5. So, now that we read the statements, what would be the correct answer? The correct answer is A, one only. You know why? The reason is very much before our eyes. The reason is that it's not the goal number 5, it deals with the goal number 6. So actually, the SDG goal number 6 talks about clean water and sanitation, whereas the goal number 5 focuses on gender equality. So, and the WASH initiative as concerned, the WASH is curated by WHO, World Health Organization, and WASH stands for Water, Sanitation, and Hygiene. There are many such global recognized organizations that took part in the WASH just to make our environment disease free and to imbibe the habit of sanitation, the culture of sanitation into the minds of the young people. So WASH adopted in India as also a right based approach for improving the water and sanitation. So now that we understood the concept of WASH, let's see why we picked up the question. If you could see here, there is an article in The Hindu which mostly talks about health, sanitation, and all, and they mentioned WASH. So this becomes our daily responsibility to understand what are the organizations, what are the institutions, mostly film specific, mostly main specific. So this is the part of our initiative. The next, let's go on to the second question without any delay. Then the second question, consider the following statements. Option number 1, the Islamic seminary at Deoband was founded in 1867 by the two theologians Muhammad Qasim Nanatwawi and Rashid Ahmad Gangohi. The second option, the followers of the school were concerned with the problems of education and character. The third option is they fostered a rational outlook and individualism, which is the basis of modern secular thought. So, which of the following statements either are correct? So, what is the correct answer? The correct answer is D, all of these, because the basically the question talks about the Deoband movement and its various objectives of the Deoband movement. If you could see the Indian history, especially modern history syllabus in UPSC civil services, we will come after various Muslim organizations, Muslim movements, such as to name a few, it's Aligarh movement, Ahmadiyya movement, Deoband movement, and various such movements. So with time progresses, whenever the foundation aspect is concerned, whenever the anniversary aspect is concerned, we we have to look into these movements very much detail, because UPSC is very much concerned about these kind of anniversaries, the birth anniversaries or centenary movements or something that helps us to revive those movements. Or you might say that Ministry of Culture might have published a stamp, or they might have give awards to a particular person depending on the for the contribution he has done to the society in the name of these leaders. So this makes the very intent of those movements very special, at least for the movement. So let's see, now that we know what is the Deoband movement and what are its prospects, let's see why we picked up this question. If you could see in the explainer section of The Hindu, it has mentioned about Tablighi Jamaat. I'm very much sure that if someone who read world history, they'll definitely come across Tablighi Jamaat, the Constantinople, and how the evolution of Islam took place, what made Central Asia, to fight for the fight between Shias and Sunnis. All this comes into picture. I'm not going into that details, but if you could see in the article, it's very well mentioned about all these prospects, and especially I think here somewhere else it mentioned about Dioband and Muhammad, the scholars of Dioband. So this makes the question very special. Uh, so without any delay, let's go to the next question. The third question is, consider the following statements. It's the question is mostly about delimitation, so let's talk about some options about the delimitation. The option number one: delimitation is undertaken by a highly powerful commission. They are formally known as delimitation commission or boundary commission. The second option: delimitation commission act 2002. The delimitation commission will have 5 members. So what is the correct answer? You see, the question is mostly factual. We have to know, every act, every agency, every statutory body, every regulatory agency, constitutional body, as a part of our syllabus in Indian polity and governance. So now that delimitation is in news, we all know for various reasons why it is in news. So this is the intention of the question. The correct answer for this statement is A, one only. The reason being, it is not just 5 members, it's actually the 3 members. The 3 members will be in the commission to look after the details of the delimitation. The 3 members are as follows: one is the retired judge of Supreme Court, and the next one is the chief election commissioner, and the election is the state election commissioner. So UPSC is very cautious whenever it comes to the bodies, how many members in the commission, what are their functions, what is the intent of the commission, how far these initiatives are taking real change in the electoral process. These questions brings up quite frequently whenever it talks about the delimitation. So let's look at the context of this question then. See, the same in the Hindu article, it mentioned about J&K delimitation. It propels us to to ask this question. Again, you see the election commission is there. So this is how you need to interrelate the topics with the concepts, and after learning the concepts and topics, you just have to evaluate with these kind of questions, so that etched in your memory till the time you give the exam. So learning something through a question, learning something through some research, it always gives you a greater impression in your mind rather than just reading and diving into the topics. So the next question, it talks about NIA. Consider the following statements. The NIA, National Investigation Agency, was constituted under National Investigation Agency Act 2008. The second option, it is a central agency to investigate and prosecute offences. So if you following my sessions since the past couple of days, I've been talking about various agencies, regulatory bodies, various ministries. It is very much in the syllabus, but if you take up all these bodies, all these commissions, all these agencies at one time, it's like an Herculean task in our minds to remember all these things. So we are just thinking up to pick up one agency or one commission at a time every day, so that by the time you complete some degree of videos, you will be remembering many of the agencies, many of the commissions with their objectives and with their functionaries. So the answer for this question is C, both. And let's see what is the reason for NIA to be in news. See, there's one more article in the Hindu which talks about NIA and about the Darbaga blast case. All these NIA is in news for for its recent amendment, for making it even more authoritative and you can say it is very more powerful than how it was in the before, because NIA has got some discretionary powers now to investigate and to take a person in control. So NIA is in use for very good reasons. This is very much important for both the prelims and the mains as far as concerned. So now let's see the last question. Consider the following statements with reference to Election Laws Amendment Bill 2001. The first option is it aims at linking Aadhaar to the voter ID. The second option, people would be debarred from voting if they do not link the Aadhaar within 1 year from the effective date. And it would also amend the Representation of People Act to 1950 and 1951. Which of the following statements are correct? So what would be the correct answer? What would be the correct answer? The correct answer here is actually 1 and 3. It's actually 3, sorry. It's 1 and 3 because it's not within 1 year, it's actually in 6 months. The linking should be done within 6 months as per this recent election laws bill 2021. Yes, the first statement is very much correct, because the very intent of the bill is to link Aadhaar with the voter ID, and it amends, definitely it amends the Representation of People Act 1950. As we're talking about RP Act, this is the, for your information, this is the only act that is mentioned in UPSC syllabus, main syllabus. There is no mention of any act as far as concerned, because acts and everything that comes under law optional and something to do with the law, but being an administrators, we need to know certain principles of the law. But as far as a complete act is concerned, we talks about RPA Act because of its prominence, because of its the horizons, how it covers the dealings with the elections, the codes of the conduct, the bypolls, the whatever you call, the pre-polls, the exit polls and everything, their postulates and the candidate selection, the disqualification, everything to do with the election, because election is the basic bedrock for every democracy. Without elections you can't name any country as a democratic country. So that makes this act very much significant. So that is what why we asked this question. So I guess you know why we asked this question. It is in the parliament for very good reasons, and there is a very big and very elaborated explainer article in the Hindu, which talks about the intents of the act, why they proposed, what are the reasons. And if you could see, this act in a way it affects, in the sense it affects in a good way or a bad way, our fundamental rights. As you see, the linking of Aadhaar, it's mostly about, talks about our right to privacy. It's voter ID, talks about right to vote. you know these are very much in important as far as UPSC concerned, as far as our any individual is concerned, because changing in a slightly specific diameters of these acts, which have definitely has a greater magnificent impact in the lives of the citizen. So that makes these laws very important. So so that's all for today. I just want to give you a no task of the day. The task of the day is, since we spoke about NIA, you just have to comment in which ministry NIA comes under. NIA, we have seen the postulates of the act of NIA. Your duty is to comment which ministry that NIA comes under. So before I end this session, I just want to tell you, I just want to make an announcement that there's a lot of grinding that goes to dwell into the topics, to pick up the topics, to make it more prelim specific, as you're in the verge of giving your prelims in the coming few months. So the MCQ takes a lot of grinding, thought process is going on. So we in LTX always want you to succeed by minimizing your efforts with these sessions to maximize your output. So You know what to do let us know your comments. Do let us know if you want to change our to add to have any add-on to your initiatives, or if you want to add something new to our initiatives. Do let us know in our comments how you like this initiative, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. See you all in the next session. Good luck, all the best.